The Shadows of Aokigahara, Aokigahara, Japan. In the dense, haunting woods of Aokigahara near Mount Fuji, silence prevails. Known as the Sea of Trees, this forest is infamous for its dark legends and eerie tales of those who entered and never returned. Mikio, a Tokyo-based photographer, had long been fascinated by the mysterious allure of Aokigahara. Determined to capture its untouched beauty, he ventured alone, ignoring the warnings of locals and the signs at the forest's entrance, urging visitors to reconsider. As he wandered deeper, Mikio noticed the unnatural stillness. The usual sounds of a forest, rustling leaves, chirping birds, were absent. Only his footsteps crunched on the dead leaves below. Hours into his hike, he discovered an abandoned campsite. The tent stood in tatters, and a rusted kettle lay half buried in the ground. A tattered notebook peeked out from under a pile of leaves. Mikio picked it up, and the last entry, dated 5 years ago, read, "I hear them, the whispers in the trees. They call my name. I must follow." A cold gust of wind swept through the trees, sending a shiver down Mikio's spine. The forest felt alive as shadows danced at the edge of his vision. Soft, indistinct whispers floated on the breeze. Determined to stay focused, Mikio raised his camera, but froze. Through the lens, he saw a figure, a woman in a tattered white kimono, her long black hair concealing her face. Lowering the camera, she was gone. His heart raced as he scanned the trees, but there was no sign of her. The forest had taken on an ominous presence, as if it was watching him. Nightfall approached, and Mikio knew he needed to find his way out. But as he retraced his steps, the landscape shifted. Familiar paths led to dead ends, and the trees grew denser, blocking out the last light. Panic set in as the whispers grew louder. The air chilled, and Mikio could see his breath. The shadows lengthened, and dread overwhelmed him. Then he saw her again, the woman in white, standing motionless between the trees. Her face was visible now, and Mikio's blood ran cold. Her eyes were empty voids, her mouth twisted into a grotesque smile. She raised a bony hand, beckoning him to follow. Terrified, Mikio turned and ran. The whispers were a deafening roar in his ears. The forest seemed to close in around him, branches clawing at his clothes, roots tangling around his feet. He stumbled and fell, and when he looked up, the woman loomed over him, her lifeless eyes boring into his soul. The next day, a search party found Mikio's camera lying on the forest floor, its memory card corrupted. Mikio was never found, another lost soul claimed by the Sea of Trees. Some say his spirit now wanders Aokigahara, forever trying to escape the shadows that took him.